while, because here, murking it up.
You live, but I just got the video camera off. So we'll talk at the same time.
Just hey, what?
Because you ain't got the stuff together.
Watch it, baby.
So why do that?
You was
You got it. So when you see this one, I don't understand here. That's how you have it. You don't have to touch nothing. And what am I gonna do?
click on this line.
Wait a minute.
What do you got going on?
Hold on. Where is your flip? Now that's the problem can have, is knowing how to flip your camera.
Well, you just flipped it. What's that? Why did you flip it from where it was at when we was already looking at ourselves?
I don't know, my love.
You know why you flipped it?
I don't know how.
I mean, we were looking at ourselves already.
Flip here.
Okay.
But then you go live, the bitch turn it back around. Okay, you got it then. You want the camera here too?
Yeah, sure.
Did you put do not disturb?
I didn't.
Of course not.
If it rang, I ain't going to mess with it.
Where is your do not disturb?
Airplane mode.
Oh. Okay, there you go. Okay. That's you, my love. I'm on.
You got that?
There you go.
So we live.
You'll see people coming in.
Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Okay.
So we serving up some good. It's been a lot of discussion. A lot of discussion. But I had the brothers, I would need more phones, more airwaves. They called in, they said, this is what you're gonna need, brother. We have Savannah, we have New York, we have brothers from all around the country. We had people that called in last night from Georgia saying that their people were suffering from injustices and they wasn't exactly sure how they was gonna deal with it. And so I said, you know, in a circle of influence that I would do whatever I could to get this exposed. And we created a new movement, and the movement is called Why Be Equal. So, from the standpoint of helping individuals out, we want everybody in prison and behind the wall, federal, state, or outside the wall, the people that know that their people are suffering. My name is Craig. I have probably just about as much experience as anyone that would need to be trusted with dealing with these issues. I love activism, but technically doesn't want to be a part. So if you ask, I want to help in every possible way. And we think that we have the remedy since everyone knows what the problem is. We definitely want everyone to come and subscribe to the channels where we are going to take this all the way to the president, where I believe that, you know, based on his situation and his legal troubles, that he would have no problem really understanding what, you know, is going on, even though it probably doesn't seem like it because it just weren't about money. But at the end of the day, we're the ones suffering. Our people are suffering. Everyone is suffering. All lives matter. No matter what color, we all the human race. And what we need to do is band together to fight against the mental health crisis, poverty, the things that are striking down us as an individual. And these social injustices will help unlock the shackles that have everyone around the world tied up. I will have brothers that after this show, 20 years, 30 years behind the wall, in the federal prison, getting out, no help, every angle. If you have people that you know is incarcerated, like the caller from last night, who their people have been incarcerated for, she said, 4 years plus and still haven't been to court. I mean, what do? We have to create our own legislature by taking it to the legislature and have them deal with it. That might work, but at the end of the day, we have to stand and lobby together, and that's where I come in at. Coming up with a platform to have the interior set up to reach people from the Department of Homeland Security all the way to the White House to get help, to get aid in ways that normally wouldn't be reached, and to reach out to the individuals who are working behind the scenes in these different cities and abroad that want to help make a change, but at the same time they're not exactly sure how. And on top of that, if the establishment knows what's going on and there's so much power involved that technically they can go after anyone who will have any dirt that they didn't want dug up. I guess the same way that they went after the president and he wiggled out. It's the same way that they would do anybody to discredit them or silence them, to ensure that we couldn't get help to individuals who need this help. So, I mean, hello everyone. I'm Craig, aka Saleem Basheer. I'm dedicated to uncovering as well as helping dissolve the issues that we have going on in this country, and it's technically going on everywhere. You technically won't know how much it is because people are really afraid to let everyone know what's going on. I'm in Florida. We see it everywhere. Officers are, having a way with people, and this isn't to expose what we already know as much as going on as is the atrocities that's happening amongst ourselves as a people. I guess we've been conditioned to just have a funeral, and at the end of the day, that's it. Everybody carries on without caring about that the next person suffered from something that is too big of a pill for us to be able to swallow. So the sad part is, everybody come in, welcome. The sad part is generations going to be lost because of what happened in the 70s and the 80s and maybe even before that, the early 90s. That crack era, the alcohol, the party, and the drugs that carried on to the day, the glorifying these things and having individuals like myself who have circle of influences in and out of federal penitentiary with the big wigs that are there, the heads of the cartels, the different fractions of individuals who are in gangs, have high influence amongst the whites, the blacks, and the Hispanics. I'm calling on everybody to subscribe not only to these channels, what's linked to social media, but an organization is going to be put in place to unify these states and peoples to get help to individuals that need this help around the country, that's getting out, families that have been destroyed because individuals have been taken away from them with no help or recourse, to only be thrown into a cell with no means to get an education or anything else, unless they have the money. And even then, we see now people have degrees, they still have problems getting jobs. They have problems with this, they have problems with that. And you guys pose whatever questions you want. In the near future, brothers and sisters will be calling in from the federal penitentiaries, off the wall, and cell phones also, to get the message out, what's going on behind the wall, how people are affected, the pitfalls, the dangers, what they're suffering from, as well as individuals out here. The one thing I want from individuals is to understand that this is probably a never-ending battle. It's probably since the beginning of time, individuals were set to destroy our own people. That's the sad part. The sad part is of dealing with the injustices of going into federal prisons. For one, the high number of youngsters that's going in there is astronomical. And the rate of killings where they would claim, you just don't see the president sending the military into these cities for no apparent reason. So they know what we are just getting, a wind of, that people are really getting tired of what's going on. And the higher level technically don't want us to band together to fix the problem, because if we do what I'm proposing, then it technically wouldn't be a need for, a higher governance. If the people were really truly governing themselves in the way that they should. I know church and state is separated. I know all of the different Abrahamic faiths all believe in God. I know all of the other people believe that it's creator. I know religions that don't. I know about, from a religious standpoint, I'm going to ask the question. We have YouTube and TikTok rolling at the same time on the live. We also know that the power to change anything, it lies within us. If something was to happen to me tomorrow, you guys pick up the torch and take up what's going on. And what's going on is until we stop killing ourselves, it technically won't be a change. If we stop destroying ourselves, the other individuals who might be a different color than us, and if I was white, the same thing would apply. If I was Hispanic, the same thing would apply, which we all got a little bit of all of it in us. We might not admit it, but it's true, right? So the thing about it is, until we have the total utmost respect for each other, then we can't expect anyone else to stop the injustice that's going to be spread amongst us. If the object is just to keep us poor, we're in a capitalist society. It has to be someone on the bottom to support the theory. If not, then the theory would hold that who would take out the trash? If all of us were rich, who would do the work? Who would do this? Who would do this? It has to be someone higher that is looking down saying, I don't want to come down because I have to do that. And it always have to be someone on the bottom in the middle looking up saying, I need to figure out how to get out of this, and I need to figure out how to get up to the top. So everybody's stepping on somebody else's back to get to where they're trying to get to. So what a lot of people proposed, and the object was there, was that did we get destroyed as a total race, the human race? Did we get destroyed because we disband from each other? So what I mean is, the majority of us were taught that we must take the top individuals that in the world, and we must mimic them to become what will be considered better. So what do I mean? So if what I propose will help any, it will only mean that each individual would have to become 1,000 times better than what they are themselves. So I wanted to do something for a long time that will create a movement that will overshadow any movement that the earth has ever seen, which will be hard to believe. And say, oh, you're right. Okay, right. You're saying that you have a way for us to be able to fix every last social problem, and it is a yes, I do. And what I'm proposing is that every individual on every different level, we're gonna lose some. Now we're gonna lose some generations. We're gonna lose a lot of people, because a lot of people that won't buy into it, the government themselves is gonna erase them. They're gonna have chips in them, or they're gonna have them incarcerated, or they're gonna have them based on whatever it is that we're eating. They're gonna destroy us in some type of way, shape, form, or fashion for population control, in order for the individuals to weed themselves out, to lowering your wing to what they have going on in the government and everywhere else. Whatever they say, that's where to go, and you won't have a say so or how to band together to help anybody, because the people will be just like ants if you stir them up. I don't know where you guys all live in the cities where you have ants, but if you stick a stick in ants and you spin it around, that's what the plot is to do to us. If I say, well, we're going to be 1,000 times better, each of us, what would that mean? So my theory is supported by the fact that if we were told that the only way for us to be better was to be like someone else, then the focus will be away from ourselves, when in actuality, until we become the greatest of all time, we're going to see stuff that happened to us. So if they say Jesus went into prison, he was in there. We have no stories about what happened to him in there. Who did he talk to? Who did he talk to when these people had him in chains, and how it affected him? This was one of the greatest figures of all time to walk the face of the earth, along with the rest of the prophets and everyone else, or whoever believed in what. But at the end of the day, where we suffered at was believing that we had to be like somebody else in order to be great. So the theory is, why be equal? Why be equal? In order for us to succeed as a country, in order for us, because we all say, oh, we in the best country in the world. This is the best country. This is the best country. This is the best country in the world. This is it. The United States is the best country in the world. Strongest is best, is this, is that. But on the bottom, we all know that it might be true to a certain degree, but we in some trouble. We in some big trouble. We in some big trouble just by the way we treat our people. And I noticed a trend. I just want to throw this in there. If it was a Walmart on every corner, the United States would be in good shape, because that's the best I ever seen people treat each other when they walking through the parking lot of Walmart. It's, oh yes, go ahead, go, yes. But you cut through the neighborhood like that, you got an issue. All right, I couldn't resist, you guys. So yeah, so what are, and brothers have and sisters have proposed, yes, why be equal at all? What must be taught and what should be taught is that we'll never be as good as what we should be, but we should be working at being the best that we can be. And the focus can't be on what is being thrown and tossed at us. And that's the problem. You see people do it to dogs all the time. They'll take something like this and they'll wave it at the dog, and then they'll do like this, but they didn't throw anything. When the dog takes off running, that's how they want us to be. They want us to be conditioned that whatever it is that's said, and when I say they, that means anybody inside, outside the government, inside, outside the neighborhood, in your household, wherever it's at, is some untold enemy, unless you're extremely blessed. I can't use the word lucky when it comes to this. You have to be extremely blessed. I want everybody to, whoever wants to take a part in this movement will be incorporated. The movement will be protected as a whole. The movement will be brought to the government for their input, because they will need individuals like us to lobby when the problems come and arise. We can't depend on somebody else to take care of us the way that we would take care of us. I mean, if it's another way around it, if it's somebody that can take care of me better than me, hey, we love those type of people. We love those type of people. If it was just a matter of money, if money was going to solve the problem, then I guess we all can put $1 together in a pot from around the world and invest it in something that would make something else, and keep perpetually turning that dollar until we create a utopia for ourselves. So in a sense, I want everybody that's watching to understand that when you follow us in the near future, you become a part of the movement. The movement will be there to not only just expose whatever. It's not a news channel. We want to expose everything that's going on that we know normally wouldn't get exposed. We have enough shows running to be able to get this information out. But at the same time, we want change. If this thing is dealing with a political structure, I want to give a quick breakdown of where we went wrong as a society. We allowed this. Everybody will point the finger. They'll say it was the people. They'll say it was the drugs. They'll say it was the churches that let the people in there, let them in there to do this to the neighborhoods. They'll put it in this. It was this, it was that, it was this, it was that. But at the end of the day, what happened was minor charges was placed on individuals. Could have been marijuana, could have been this, whatever. You catch these drug charges, gun charges at young ages, as a coach, I know when I was growing up, I didn't have anybody to tell me, hey, you go get licensed and registered to carry a gun. All I know is protect myself in the street and don't get caught. But you were gonna get caught, and those charges were used to kill you civilly, so that you could not be into a political structure where you would be able to make a change. And that was a major issue. It's a major issue because it was already known that the individuals that could make a positive change, that would have the influence, that was strong enough to bring not just a country together, but the entire world, How can you unify? How could you unify the entire world? Like someone would say, no, that can't be possible. Well, that was a theory for sending the prophets. Wherever the prophets were sent, minus the prophet Muhammad, was sent to a particular nation, not all people. And so until we sew up everything, can you imagine? Can you imagine having water in your hand, and your job is to keep that water from spreading out? It just won't happen. And it hurts so bad that we see what's going on and we can't change it, but it's all of us. It's so many of us that it's impossible to believe that we can't cure the problem ourselves. And so if the issue is just somebody subscribing, oh, they're chiming in. We have multiple lines. So yes. So I want to let everyone know that beyond social media, we keep this thing going. Join the movement. Join the movement, baby. Join the movement. Join the movement. Subscribe, follow on the channel. We'll give the breakdown every week. We have individuals for the individuals that's coming in. We have people that's they're chiming in from behind the wall, from city by city, city by city. They're coming in, and they're bringing the problems to the forefront of what they normally know wouldn't be on the news, something that they would be afraid to tell another individual is going on, because to be honest, the way the country is right now, if you know the wrong thing, if you expose the wrong thing, you just putting yourself in danger. Sad to say. It's not like you really truly can help a lot of people without some type of repercussion happening to you. Now, you say, well, how did I get away with it? How I plan to get away with it? It really doesn't make a difference what an individual exposed about me, because it is what it is. Whatever it is that the next person would be ashamed of, I probably wouldn't. I don't know if I could talk to Jesus Christ right now, would he be upset that they put him in prison? I'm assuming the question would be no. You know what I'm saying? When Pontius Pilate and Herod had him in chains, how he would feel right now if he had to expose what was going on from behind the wall, and making the people that's outside understand the pain that's like, what, how can this all be linked up together where people don't understand that every reaction causes a reaction? Every reaction, it causes a reaction. Until we start caring for every bum on the street, until we have a war on poverty, until we have a war on mental health, we really won't have nothing. Until we can take care of each other, until we can make society be what the individuals who made these social media platforms understood, the information is good enough to take care of everybody, because everybody will pay for the information. You already paying for the solution, and the solution is already being held back from you as an individual, us as a group, us as a country. Everything has already been strategized for us to be in the exact position where we are. We'll make wars all around the world so that you will be afraid as an individual to travel abroad. So you're stuck here. You can't help but boost the economy. I will use the black people as an example. We're the consumers. We spending up all of the bread, while the top 1% is wearing the same thing I got on right now, some old jeans. They're not, until they go out, they're not really technically worried about what's going on, because they got the money. And that's just how it is. All of us should be, in a position where we don't have to worry about where our next meal is going to come from. to the point where we could feed somebody else. We could feed 10 people and not be hurting. But we can't, because the way we've been conditioned, the way that we've been taught is that we only have our own household instead of thinking about everybody else that's suffering. And in order to break out of this, we have to break the mindset, and we have to understand that everyone around the world, if everyone around the world would subscribe, and everyone was around the world would get on this movement, then everything would change in a flash. For the simple fact that the people with all the money would come because of the fear that you will have more than them. All right, you say, okay, well, prove it. What's my proof? Okay, my proof is this. Well, these are reading glasses, y'all. These not glasses. I got 20/20 vision. Y'all want to say got glasses. So what is my proof? The proof is some of the greatest thinkers you ever want to see, some of the greatest ideas you ever want to see, go all the way back to Jesus Christ. It came out of prison. It came when you're in chains. When you chained up, God do something to you. When you chained up, he brings something out of you that it does something to your mind that will make you come up with thoughts that can help everybody. And I think the reason why this is because you want to help everybody when you know there's nobody there to help you, if it makes sense. If that makes sense to anybody. So if the greatest thinkers are the ones that's trapped, wouldn't it be common sense that we'll reach them and take their ideas and put those ideas to the forefront? Because the majority of everybody have heard the phrase "God work in mysterious ways." This is a religious show, but the fact remains, some force created us, and we're all here. We could sit back and say, well, are we here? Are we in the are we in this position because we were placed on earth to be sisters and brothers, and we went wrong by crossing the line, and that's why we're in the position we're in, and we should disband and treat each other as brothers and sisters versus husband and wives, or boyfriend and girlfriend, and all of this and all of that, like with the situation, or were we placed on the face of this planet to simply run around and do whatever we wanted to do, and that's what it all stemmed from. Because the individual can believe anything that they want to believe. It doesn't mean that it is right or it is wrong until the theory is proven. So let's just assume it's 20 million of us, and each one of us have $1, and we put that dollar in because we know tomorrow we can have $5, and we're not worrying about our dollar. That $20 million can shake something. The problem is, and you have plenty of people who probably think about and want to do the same thing, is that corruption is so great, we can't stand to see who would govern what. So we don't have anybody to govern us in a way. We say, oh, the government is trillions of dollars in debt. Okay, what are we doing with our money? The money that is a debt is a promissory note. It's nothing there backing the money. We're here working on a theory that we're gonna get something on a promise. But yet and still we doing all of the work. The companies are there to do what? Just pay taxes back on something that was already belonged to us. The land already belonged to us. It was already ours. And now all we're asking is that individuals support and back the movement, because now is the time. It's not just time for exposure. It's time for everybody to band together, expose what you know where you at is going on, what atrocities is going on, what injustice is going on. We're gonna have a forum to be able to bring this stuff to the forefront, and we're gonna take it up to the doorstep of the White House and see is right now President Trump is if he's not, he's up there close to the bravest person that's in America right now. So we got to take it to the bravest man. We got to take it to the bravest man. And we have to, sit down and basically demand a change, because these are offices. The main thing that we hear people say is, well, millions of people voted for me, or this, that, and the other guy did this for me. But we're the ones that's out here suffering. So we have to stop. We have to stop for a second and realize that we have to take the bull by the horns. We got to drag it to the ground, and we got to say, hey, enough is enough. You'll have individuals that got some age on them afraid of these youngsters. I mean, the youngsters can come up and kill me like it's nothing, and then nobody will remember anything that I said or what I proposed. But the bottom line is, no one can respect what they haven't seen. They can't. They don't know me to be able to understand the respect that I would garner based on the things that I went through and the things that I saw, the things that I overcame with my own limited free will, and the things that God helped me out of. So I want to turn this back over to the individuals. I want to ask all of the individuals that's out there, that's maybe you subscribe to someone else's channel. Maybe you subscribe to something and nothing is happening other than whatever's happening. But what I'm asking is that we're all going to get together. We're all going to be on one accord, and we're all going to move out. And those instructions are in place to be rolled out week by week. And it's a reason why it's like that, so that what we have going on wouldn't be exposed. It can't be taken. It can't be taken if it's not all there. It can't be taken. It have to be watched. It have to be grown. It have to say, let us see what it is that he's talking about. Let's go and see what he's proposing to the people, and how come so many people are interested from all around the world in helping this particular cause that he's talking about. And it's a reason why. The reason why is because it's simple. We all have to be better and stop selling for what we're selling for, which is just, hey, we know if we laugh, it makes us feel good, it makes us better, it makes us healthier if we laugh. So we laugh, we want to be, we love comedy, we want to laugh, we want to watch stuff that's funny, we want to, deal with stuff that's stupid. When we've been so desensitized that if we see people getting killed, we already know, hey, we can march, we can ride, we can do whatever it is, and then it's over with. It's back to business as usual, for the simple fact that you gotta work, you gotta take care of yourself. Unless you're rich, you gotta take care of your family. You married or not, if you're out there with kids, you're out there by yourself. You know how hard it is. The guys struggling with, they struggling with mental issues that stem from a lot of denial, rejection. I mean, the emotional stigma that happens from as a child, or the things that individuals experience hurt them so much that it can't be explained just simple through one talk. So we have to get together. Ibn, I see you, bro. We have to get together. We have to make a push. And what I'm proposing is so simple, it doesn't make sense. That on an individual level, day by day, we're going to consider ourselves, no matter what the color, we're better than ourselves that was yesterday. It's not the fact that we're better than somebody else. If the greatest thinkers are down, why are we looking to these other people to expect that we're going to get some help? So you mean to tell me if I brought you a flying car to your house and dropped it off tomorrow, that's going to somehow make life a lot better for you because you got the flying car? You got a flying car. Now you can fly to the grocery store. But the man that's on aisle 3 arguing got shot. You know what I'm saying? We can't get rid of the guns in the country. So I want to see you guys talk about, let's get rid of the guns. That won't work. That won't work for the simple fact that you got too many scary cats. It's too many scary cats. We got to have the gun. We got to have the guns because the fear that was there of what someone would do to take back what was theirs, and that ain't a joke. That's on real talk. So I know, and I'm getting the other calls day by day. You guys hear certain things based on what other people had said in the lives that we had, the calls that I was getting and no one knows anything about. Removing the guns won't work because they just not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And we'll be sitting ducks without it. You know what I'm saying? From my perspective, it's just my opinion. If brothers ask, is that you teach your kids all about how to protect themselves and their family, and when they get big enough, they license and register to have a weapon, and they won't be able to get locked up for this stuff, and they'll be safeguarded to a certain degree, and hope that in your family it's not like mine where the mental health issue is hereditary. It can travel. It travels from individual to individual, but we have to band together. Don't let one discussion prevent you from believing that it's not going to be a change. It's going to be a change, and we're going to push for a change. We have individuals from all around the country, from people that's just chiming in, that understand. Brothers in Africa, Ghana, all around Egypt, the Riyadh, I see China. We everywhere trying to get the awareness to the point to where individuals that normally wouldn't extend their love to other individuals will now, because enough is enough. Enough is enough. Now, and back to the big pill that's hard to swallow, we're going to lose a lot of people. A lot of people, it's going to be lost because of what happened in the generations, that gap with the era of drugs, and we still in it. So brothers had asked me, well, how come you could rob and do all of this stuff and you don't get as much time for that as killing a person if you would for the drugs? Well, that thing called a war on drugs is not a slogan. It's an actual war on drugs, meaning that if you get caught with drugs or you're in the drug game and the drug trade, this means you're an enemy combatant of the United States and you get treated as such. If and from our side, we looking at, well, we nothing. We didn't go and get anything. It was brought to us, right? But that was just to keep you out of politics, to keep you at a level to where you couldn't be the thinker to strategize how to get us out of a situation. Because if that was the case, they'll say, well, if that's the case, bro, you should be the president. If that was the case, if it's just as easy as that, yeah. But guess what? It's on all of us.
Yes.
It's on all of us. It's on every last individual. And that's why I'm calling on everyone to subscribe. That's the reason why I want everyone from around the world. I feel like it should be millions of people subscribing for a cause like this, for the simple fact that we're going to create a platform that will lobby for individuals from a physical standpoint to erase what's going on. Because if we stop standing for it, then we could demand that someone else and their forces could stop treating the people like this too. You know what I'm saying? If we stop treating each other the way we treat each other, then we could demand that someone else would stop treating us a particular way. But as long as they see that you calling yourself a certain thing, that you treating each other a certain way, that you killing each other, you doing this to each other, you doing this and that, they feel cool with just defining that this, you just a number. Your people is just a number. Individuals are just property or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And if an individual is truly better than the next individual, then why they not acting like it? Just take a snapshot of who is over the top of you. Do you see anybody that's like you? And then you ask yourself, how can this be possible? How could this be possible in a modern day society where everyone is together. So is nobody amongst us smart enough to govern us? It has to be somebody else. And this would make sense. Would that make sense? So I'm asking for a call to action. I'm asking for you guys to go on the channel and subscribe. YouTube, TikTok doesn't make a difference because the efforts that's going to be made is going to be made outside of social media. It should just be a means to share what's going on from a social, political standpoint amongst ourselves, amongst a group, and they'll help us. When I say they, the ones with the power will help us, because we are the ones that demanded the change, and we're the ones that didn't run around like a chicken with a head cut off when they stirred up the ants. We're not the ones who couldn't figure out how to get out of the matrix. We're the ones that strategized on understanding that our people that's hurting causes someone else to hurt based on their pain. So the people that's running around doing all these shootings, you mean to tell me they not in pain? It wasn't something wrong with them that would cause these people to do these mass shootings and all of this stuff that's going on? So my question would be, if the pain wasn't there, would they have done, would this have happened? Well, only God knows the answer to that, but it's common sense, you know? And sometimes, I want you guys to follow me with this one. Sometimes you have to use uncommon sense. Common sense just won't help you figure out what's going on. You have to have uncommon sense. You have to have uncommon sense. You have to know how to use what you need to use. And what I'm saying is, a platform will exist that will help cure the problems of what's going on in this country around the world. We get brothers and sisters from all around the world to subscribe and take part in what's about to roll out. Then you'll see a change little by little, by little by little, by little by little. When it's the 4th of July and you see New York City floodgate, when they went in there at Times Square, it's the same way you should be able to see all of the people that want to fight against poverty, that want to fight against mental health, that want to fight against all of the other stuff that is plaguing the people that's on the face of this earth. Like, who is going to stand up for us, if not us? So you mean to tell me we're just going to sit here and we're going to hope that somehow, some way, we're going to be protected by some people who can't even protect themselves? This is what we're going to do. And I know the majority of you never had a gun, will never buy a gun, never would truly know how to protect yourself. And if something did jump off, you just a sitting duck. So the issue is, who's going to protect us but us? Who is going to stand up with us but us all around the world? No matter what color, no matter what language. Kefahalik, no matter what language. Ni hao, hugambo, hola. No matter where you're at, no matter where you're from, understand that now is the time to join, for us to stand up. And with all of the offices are filled by someone that's getting replaced. And someone brought to my attention, well, you understand the law real good. Is it a way to stop this? Well, yeah, it is a way. If you could turn the people amongst themselves, you could just create martial law. You could call for martial law, and then it won't be no more elections for president. So if someone can fact check me and see if I'm right, let me know later when we do more lives, we get together. If I was a president, I call martial law, then I'm your president until I get ready to not call it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so understand that we support our government. We love what's going on in the country from a theory, but in reality, we're suffering. We're suffering, and and we have to take a stance. And my thing is, tonight we're gonna take a stand. Tomorrow, it rolls out. When you hear about it and you say, "Hey, it's a brother that came on there," I want you to understand what it was that he was saying, because I'm going to keep saying it. We're going to keep rolling it out, and people to let us know where they people being held, incarcerated, mistreated, where they're in the street. We'll make a push to have these cities fix the homeless issue. We have realtors behind the scene working on projects to try to roll out to groups like what I want to start with all of you guys to attack the problem of low income housing. That's not low income housing. That's housing, period. And 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 when you subscribe and when you support what I'm talking about, you're gonna be supporting all of this all across the board. Who is protecting and taking care of all of these old people, the elderly that's around the country, like the ones that's all around the world? Like, are we asking the question and trying to figure out? Because when my grandmother was alive, I didn't want her to really technically want for anything. I didn't want her to have to be worried about anything. And I don't know about anyone else, but what about all around the world? It's so bad because we're complaining, but around the world, we probably wouldn't stand a chance. We just Americans, what they say. You know what I'm saying? I'm American. This is simple American, and I want to make a change. And so I'm asking you guys. This is a cry for help, a call for change. Individuals will be calling in from behind the wall, voicing their opinion. They can stay anonymous, what they have going on and where they're at, or the institution state by state, can stay anonymous. Individuals who bring their issues to the forefront that wish to remain anonymous, as long as that issue exists, we will accept that and have our people look into it immediately, because we know that is the only thing that is going to make things change. So you're in a store, you're in a big department store, say Macy's, wherever you're at, and something spills on the floor. Now, do they come and clean it up fast, or will they leave it down there for you to fall and get a lawsuit? So it's the same theory that when people see us acting, they're gonna move fast because they don't want it to appear that we can govern ourselves. They don't want it to appear that it's a guy that was strong enough, brave enough, smart enough, savvy enough to come up and say, this is what you need to do to solve this problem, and have people to actually do it. See, that type of power only exists in movies. Is people been desensitized from believing that somebody will have the knowledge or the wherewithal to be able to go in there and help an entire society. You know what I'm saying? Gandhi is gone. All of these people that you think about that had this type of aura, this type of energy amongst themselves, but believe you me, is God have these people on the face of the planet, and He bring them out whenever He get ready for them to come out, and everybody who is there have a choice: sit idle, support them, or turn against them. And I'm asking that everyone create a better version of themselves and multiply it times 1,000 and come get with us. Subscribe to the channels. Get with us and watch and see, make the push with us. See the organizations that's about to roll out. Understanding what YB Equal is all about. See the products that's used to boost brain productivity. The things that scientists are studying right now are the things that we're trying to roll out to have individuals who we know where the knowledge lies to increase their brain productivity by the products they use and what's going inside of their body. I want everybody to understand that it's not all going to be said and rolled out at once, which was said earlier. It's going to be rolled out stage by stage so that it can't be stopped, so that they can't be taken, for the love of the people, for the people who exist on the face of this planet have to be thinking the exact same thing. There must be somebody that can make a move that will help everybody. And social media made it possible to link it all up. It made it very possible to link it all up. And so all the brothers, all the sisters from all around the world, I'm calling out for your support. It's a cry for help, a call for change. Everybody who have the issues where they at, expose these issues. Let's put together something where we can address these issues. Let's do it. Let's do it tonight. Think about it all night. If it's day where you at, think about it all day. If it's mid, if wherever you are, think about what I'm saying. Jump down with us. Have the love. Remove the fear. Everything will be transparent. We're gonna make a change. We're gonna make a push. We're gonna help as many individuals as possibly need help. And none of us aren't running from the same thing. We all running from a thing called a grave. We all have something chasing us. We all have something chasing us called death. We must act now. This isn't a fear tactic. This isn't a fear factor. All of us are dying. We are leaving here slowly but surely. We must do it while we have the means to do it. Find out what's going on. Follow the movement. Support us. We're going to be the ones in the forefront that is going to protect the people. All lives matter. But we the ones feeling the blunt force of what's going on. People feel it all around the world. And then but the predominantly white areas around the world amongst themselves are feeling the same thing. Predominantly black around the world, it's the blacks doing it to them. Us that's mixed up in the United States, we're all doing it to each other and then pointing the finger. They're killing us. 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 Look how they doing us. Look how they doing us, but we doing it. When are we gonna stop doing it? And we say, well, I'm not doing it. Yeah, right, but we're not doing nothing to stop the rest of them from doing it, because we're the ones that keep on electing people that's only going to do something for certain people. Yeah. When are we as a people going to revamp the system that they put together all these many years ago? When are we going to fix it? They made the argument. They said, well, we need to get rid of these statues. We need to take this down. We need to do this. And as a legal defense, I say, well, technically not. Because you can't erase history, because if that was the case, you have to change the name of America. America is a place where it all went down. You mean to tell me you'll remove a statue, but you'll be proud to live in a place that did it all to you, this way it all happened, and you don't want to change that? If that's the case, you need to push to say, no, we need to change. We need to change the name of this corporation. It changed from the East Indian Trading Corporation to America. We need to change it from America to something else, because this what we got going on, it just ain't right. It ain't right. Let's change everything. Now, I'm with changing everything, but it would take all of us to change it. And when the change is made, it technically wouldn't make a difference who likes it, just like what they're thinking right now. We don't care what they're thinking. We don't care what they're feeling. We only care about what we're thinking and what we're feeling. So everybody that's on the bottom all around the world, I want you to take a second and think to yourself what it'd feel like for you to be on top, because that's where I want you to be. That's the support that I'm asking, is for all of us to put ourselves on top. And we not trying to knock the ones on top off the top. We trying to keep the ones on top and put y'all up there on top with them too. So for everyone that's religious, I pray, God protect our plan. For everyone that's not, I pray that the power that you believe in will allow you to assess the goal that you're trying to achieve. And I wish that all negative energy be removed from every individual that helped the movement. Every individual that will come and support the movement, I would ask God to put an aura above them that will be insurmountable, unlike anything that anyone has ever seen in their lifetime. Because now is the time. Now is the time for people to shine. Now is the time for people to be proud of who they are, regardless of how they look and feel. And now is the time to make everyone understand that they was put on this planet to be loved and to give love, and what they experienced was a problem.
Okay.
So you guys tune in for the next live. Join on YouTube. You'll see. Join on TikTok. We're gonna make this push. People calling day by day to voice what injustices that they see going on, for us to be able to deal with this. We'll bring it to the forefront. Start having segments about this. Start dealing with it from a world perspective, and roll out the plan that we're gonna hatch as individuals to be able to make the change that we're talking about. So, without further ado, I am who I am, and you are who you are. Let's start to bond together and make a change. If you guys follow us, we're about to make a change. I have my assistant coming, close us out. They're on my tail. Good night, you guys. Yes, but I already said that. You know, for those that believe, may God protect and keep you and strengthen you. You know, and for the others who understand who they creator are, I pray to this entity that he would strengthen the movement. And for everyone else, we wish the best, or no matter what your belief is, will come and move with us. Move with us, you guys. Move with us.